Hey everybody, how's it going? Hey Ken, I see you're in here. Christmas party? Yep, that time of year. Appreciate you stopping by. Hey Mainly, how are you? Hopefully doing well. Hope everybody's getting ready and almost done for Christmas. Seems like we just got done with Thanksgiving. Hard to believe it. Next week already. Oh, now it's rip roaring. I let it get a little puny. Hope everybody's having a good start to their week. Look what I've made! I've made fire! Mr. Isaac. 210. What's up, brother? Oh, hanging out, burning some wood, talking to some really cool people. Hey, Adam, how are you? Welcome in. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. Hope everybody's doing well. I heard everybody talking on the group chat earlier this week that there might be a Purple Rain live stream happening sometime. That'd be kind of cool. Looking forward to the camp coming up in February. Yeah, I know, Mainly, for sure. I don't really have enough wood out here in my camp to have a big ripper on one, but I mean, I do, but I'd have to burn it all. Isaac, that's in the room here, he dropped some wood off, so I got a couple big pieces, but I'm not going to go too terribly late tonight, but I just wanted to hang out with everybody and good night for a fire. Randy, Ozark, Great Adventures is here. The night can start officially. How are you, Randy? I appreciate you coming in. And appreciate all of you guys being here and hanging out with me. What everybody do today? Work and work some more. Yeah, it's not too terribly cold here tonight. It's like 40 degrees tonight. One of the warmer evenings. Last two were pretty chilly, 12, and I think the other night it got down to 10 degrees, and last night got around 15 degrees. That's still pretty nippy. Pretty cold. But tonight's a perfect night. Come out and have a fire and chat with you guys. Hopefully I can get out and do a camp before too much longer. Got too many things going on right now, so kind of hard to sneak one in. What's everybody been doing? What everybody have for dinner tonight? Very cold this AM. Oh, I bet. I bet you're really cold up there right now. Everybody up north got some good snow. Of course, it missed us. Worked all day, Randy? Yeah. Yeah, I know all about where you work, Randy. Not too bad, though. At least you like your job somewhat. And you like, most of the people you work with. That helps. You can't really do much about the customers, I guess, but those are the ones that usually are paying. Hate to say it, but I know they are what keep your business going, but they can sure be a pain. Whew, that's warm. Yeah, I came out here and had a bunch of limbs from last season. What mostly I'm burning up and getting rid of and cleaning up around the trees that I hang my hammock from. I do have some bigger logs, but I'm going to save those for the cold nights to burn. Little Will's doing great, man. He's growing like a weed. I need to put another post on my YouTube post, a picture of him, how he's doing. I'm really bad about updating everybody. His next doctor's appointment's not till January, so we really haven't kept up with his weight, but he's a big boy. He's growing big and eating nonstop, as you can imagine. But doing real well. Mom's doing well. We're doing good. Really blessed. Can't complain. He loves his grandma, man. Grandma's got him spoiled. He's only got one grandma with us, but he loves his grandma. And of course, she loves him too. I love watching him smile and coo at grandma, and he loves being with his grandma. He's a sweet little boy. He's just got the perfect personality. He smiles a lot. We get him to laugh really hard. It's a lot of fun, you know. It reminds me of my two older boys, them growing up. You know, each child is an individual and different, of course, but you see little bits and pieces of different family members in them. And I see her dad, and I see my dad. I see, you know, her brother. Every now and then I'll see my brother's facial expressions. You know, you get a little bit of everybody in a little, you know, person like that. I mean, it's just amazing all the generations that, you know, you go through, but you can still pick up bits and pieces of those glimpses of people that are not with us anymore. Makes you smile, you know. If our other three parents were still here, they'd just be on cloud nine. He's a lot of fun. I can't wait for us to get him out on our first family camp and have him running behind me, my little shadow. If you need help complaining, hit me up. Randy. Yeah, I try not to, but I mean, it's hard sometimes, you know, right? We all do it. I try not to, but we all do. You know, there's always, especially this time of year, there's plenty to be grateful for, and I'm humbly grateful for this time of year. It's my favorite time of the year, but also it brings on so much more stress and anxiety trying to do your regular shopping and traffic. You know, you can name it. That's how it goes. That's why we get out and do things like this, build a campfire, go camping, hiking, to get rid of some of that anxiety and anger and stress, you know. I always tell people, you know, you're so stressed because you're not out in the great outdoors enjoying Mother Nature's stress relief. You know, God created it for a reason. It was meant to be enjoyed. You know, we're meant to be out here being close to nature. You know, people say they think it's a cliche to hear that you're one with nature, but I believe it's true. I believe it's true. There's something to that, you know. Something to laying under the stars and watching the stars with your kids and your wife. Let's get a blanket out. If nothing else, man, get a blanket out in your backyard and lay under the stars with the kids or your wife, or just enjoy it. You know, you don't have to own a bunch of awesome property like Mr. Mainly Off Grid. He's got a little piece of heaven on earth. I'm not complaining about mine. We love our property too, but Mainly's one blessed man up there in Alaska. I was thinking of Alaska Wild Serenity up in Maine, man. Someday I want to get that way. Beautiful, beautiful country everywhere. You know, I hear I've got my desires to go overseas, different places too, but there's so many places here in the U.S. that are so beautiful. If you spent the rest of your life going to every beautiful place in each state, you wouldn't visit each place just here in the U.S. If you spent the rest of your life going to every beautiful spot just here in our own country, Not to mention you'd be supporting our country and, good idea. Not that I don't want to support other countries and go other places, but you know what I mean. Yeah, no topic tonight. Just chatting with awesome YouTube family and feeling the warmth of a nice fire. Been in the holiday spirit for quite a while now. Like I said before, this is my favorite time of year. I know Randy's mentioned a couple times it's his favorite time of the year. It's a nice time of the year. Canada's beautiful too, so beautiful. Yeah, I definitely want to go to Canada. It's definitely on my bucket list for sure. Alaska. I want to go up and visit Rob at Alaska Wild Serenity. Um, even up there with Minnesota Mike. Hey, Mike. There's a lot of places in Minnesota that are very beautiful. And all the Great Lakes and all the different states. There's so many good places to go visit. Peter, how you doing? Been a long time. I'm glad you're here. I'm dropping in to say hello, my friend. It's been a while. I hope you and everyone in chat are doing very well. We're doing well, Peter. I appreciate you stopping by. I know you're busy as well, and I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and hope you and your missus are doing well. I didn't know you were such a good musician, Peter. You're really good on that guitar. Working again, buddy. Yep. 4-letter word they tell us is a good 4-letter word growing up, right? Yeah. But we got to pay the bills. Got to pay the bills. All will be revealed soon. Awesome. Guitar. I do too, man. Guitar is so beautiful. It's a really beautiful instrument. One of my favorite. Yes, I'm at Basecamp tonight, the Owl Rock. Yep, you're right, Mike. It's so funny. I didn't even work out to be like that. We found that top rock, the two pieces of rock that together it does kind of look like an owl, but was just making the fire pit and found those two different rocks and just ended up stacking them like that. And I didn't even pay no attention to it until somebody mentioned it in one of the videos or one of the lives. That was pretty funny. You're camping this evening at work at moment. Awesome. Are you going to the Lake District or are you going to the Woodland where you usually go, Peter? I've been looking at the owl. Yeah. I love this little camp fire, the pit that I built. It's my nephew helped me and my wife helped me build it. Found a little piece of sheet steel behind the back there. Makes a really good fire reflector for sure, being metal. Hey, Vanessa, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Hope you're doing well. Woodland, buddy, but different spot. Awesome. I'll be looking forward to that camp. Still got to catch up on a lot of videos. I'm way behind, but slowly making my way through everybody's videos. There's a lot of lives too that I got to hit. I've got a couple more. I know Minnesota Mike's got a couple new ones out that I've watched most of his. I think there's 2 videos of his. I know I've got a couple more lives of Randy's to catch up on. Oh man, I'm so far behind. I don't know how I'm going to get it done, but I'm going to slowly do it. When Will's down for nap, I try to catch up on some videos during the day when my wife's working and I'm watching Will and he's napping. Is a good time to catch up on some YouTube videos. But also I'm doing dishes, doing different things that we need to do too. So not like I can watch videos all the time. That's a good way to clean up your campsite though. Burn your fallen limbs. Keep the campsite all cleaned up. Like I said earlier, I save all my big logs for when I'm doing my actual camp. But I don't usually use a fire to keep warm at night. Just while I'm awake. Hey, Ursa, Leo, appreciate you being here. Thank you for coming in and saying hi. Hope you're doing well. Hola, ¿cómo está? Yep. Hello, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Tyler built me a fire pit on my property yesterday. That's awesome, man. That's a nice spot, other than it being a little hilly, but it's a cool little spot. Really beautiful there, Randy. Yeah, Randy, that's what I'm doing. Which, in the positive aspect in it, there was a point that you get caught up on everybody's videos and you literally don't have anything to watch, and you find yourself trying to find other channels that you don't have time to add to your subscription list. But when you're caught up, you're caught up. But I do have a lot. I go back and watch some favorite videos I like of people that um, that you enjoy. I'll find myself going back and rewatching videos and finding new things that you miss in videos. It's a lot of fun. I got to do a video on the new pack. Yeah, you ended up getting that pack right, Ursa? Yeah, you'll definitely have to do a video on it. Yeah. Nobody expect everyone to watch everything. Nope, you're right, Mike. That's for sure. I mean, everybody's got lives, that got things to do. It's impossible to watch every video. Now, if you only had a handful of channels that you're subscribed to, then I could say yes. But I've got way too many I'm subscribed to. There's no way ever that possible that I can stay caught up for sure. Frank Explorations. Hey, I appreciate you being here, my friend. How are you tonight? Met you at Tony's meetup at Knoebels this summer. Love the campfire. Yes, Frank. We definitely did. I appreciate you being here in the support. No real topic tonight. Just enjoying the nice little campfire out here at my base camp. Everybody says they like the little owl looking rock there. Didn't made it. It's actually two separate rocks, one stacked on top of the other. Just ended up working out that way, and it looks like an owl. So pretty cool looking out over my campsite. But yeah, this is on our property, backside of our property, in the little woodland we have here on our 5 acres. Just enjoying this nice night. Like I said, it's around 40 degrees. Yeah, 40 degrees Fahrenheit right now. The owl was meant to be, that's right. And every now and then, when we first moved here, our big barn was still up, but we have recently, it was coming down, so we ended up dismantling the big hay barn that was back here. But when we first moved out here, there was a owl that would roost in that barn every now and then. So I do hear the owls hooting. There's some really thick woodland behind. The neighbors behind us and beside us have pretty big size woods, and the owls roost close by. It's not freezing there. It's like 23 here. Nope, it's not freezing here tonight. It got pretty warm today. Got about 45 to 50 Fahrenheit here today. It was one of the warmest days so far this week. Now, Saturday and Sunday was a different story. It was got down to 10 degrees Fahrenheit Saturday night, and Sunday was like 15 degrees. So it was pretty cold for the last couple days. So it warmed up today nicely. 17 degrees with about a foot of snow here in Michigan. Wow. Foot of snow. Wow, that'd be nice, especially if you're into hot tent camping like Randy and want to do some ice fishing one day. That's something I really want to experience with Will, and for sure when he gets older, do some ice fishing and hunting, camping. My wife and I was talking not too long ago. We're excited to go on our first family camp out together. Hopefully in maybe the spring or summer, early summer next year. Awesome explanation, Ursa. Yeah, I figured I'd let you explain that. Yep. Guess I better tend to the fire. Those sticks don't last very long. Get some bigger pieces on. Oh. Take a minute for that to get going. Yeah, another good thing about winter, a lot of people don't like winter camping, which is cool, but you can get into overlanding, or if you do have an RV, it's a good time of the year if you don't like being out in the elements to still get out and enjoy some camping, but have some creature comforts, or get into hot tent camping. But, a lot of people just don't like the cold. I get it, but that's why I'm thinking, man, I was going to stop doing those deal of the week videos, but I thought, man, this is a great time of the year to be buying camping equipment. That's one good thing in the off season. If people don't like camp, it's a good time to save up and buy your gear in the off season. So spring, summer, and fall, you'll have some new gear to try out. Hey, two guys, how you doing, Matt? Appreciate you being here. I'm assuming you're working tonight. Hope you're doing well. And I'll probably have another live. I'm planning on having another live, but if I don't have a live Monday, I'll definitely try to post that I'm not going to, but I'm going to try to have one before Christmas. But if I don't, or I don't see you guys, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas for sure. Hey, Flat Bro, how you doing? I appreciate you being here, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything down there in Arkansas is doing well. I know Matt's down there not too terribly far from you. Yeah, I'm doing well, Matt. Doing well. Enjoying this nice little fire I got going. Figured I hopefully got enough wood to get me through our live tonight. One way or another, I'll keep adding it on there until I'm ready to stop. I like coming out here and picking up all the limbs that's fallen and keep the campsite tidy. Welcome back, Randy. Appreciate you coming back. Need to start talking about the Purple Rain Camp. I know there's some chatter in our group text about, I don't know how serious Dan and is about starting a live about Purple Rain Camp, but we do need to talk about things on coming up. That's exciting. I'm getting excited about it coming up. Diesel heater, yeah. So I had a company reach out to me late summer on sending me a diesel heater to review, but they never got back to me again. So I don't know. Somebody dropped the ball on that, but I probably, if it would have been a decent one, I probably would have reviewed it because I'm definitely interested in getting a diesel heater for. Am gonna set my dad's truck up for an overlanding rig soon. I hope. Yeah, it does feel good tonight. It's not near as cold tonight as it has been the last two nights. Saturday night was 10 degrees. Sunday night was 15 degrees. So tonight it's only supposed to get down in the 30s. So it's not going to get too cold tonight. But yes, it does feel good. That might keep me burning for a little while. I've been using a diesel heater for 3 years and I would hate to be without one. Yeah. Yeah. I liked when you used it when you first got it and you used it on your rooftop tent that you had. That was pretty cool. I did like watching that. I think that might have been the episode. No, that wasn't the episode. That rooftop tent you had set up was pretty cool that you had. Good to have everybody here tonight. We just had, for dinner tonight, we had tuna salad on toast, some sandwiches tonight. Made it easy. I was going to grill some hot dogs out here, but I didn't feel like it. Wasn't really hungry enough to. You're stuffing your pie hole. You got to do what you got to do, man. You got to keep your energy up. It's a 51 degree in Washington. Great backpacking weather. Yes. Yeah. Good cool evenings like tonight, getting down to, mid 30s. Perfect. I love it. Just above freezing. You don't have to bring extra warm gear. It's perfect. 45 to 50 during the day, 35 to 40 at night. That's perfect in my book. I love that weather. You're gonna get the REI Trail Made puffy jacket. Yeah, that'd be a good one. That'll do you well. I'm sure is it still on sale, Arsa? Matt's on lunch break? Yeah, I bet he is. What are you having, Matt? Comes in 2XL tall and it's 40% off. Wow, that's a good deal, especially for REI. I know outdoor research is good, but they're really pricey unless you can get them. Sometimes they'll clearance them off too. But David, that's summertime in Minnesota. Yeah. Yep. That's perfect, man. Minnesota definitely be the state to live in during the summer. I'd love to have either Alaska, Minnesota, you know, have a summer home there and winter home somewhere like here where it's not horribly bad. Sometimes in the winter we can get below zero a little bit, but for the most part, we don't get super cold here anymore. Back in the 70s, when we first moved to Missouri, it would get super cold and we'd get a lot of snow back then. But the most snow I think we've had since then, I remember 14 inches, about 2001, somewhere around there. 2001, I think it was 2000. But yeah, we don't get much snow anymore. And off and on cold, but it doesn't stay cold for long periods. My hammock doesn't double stack under quilts. Yeah, that's the bad thing. And people don't really consider, if you're a person that can't sleep with clothes, layered clothes on, but just layering your clothes, with some merino wool for your base layer and layering your clothes and warming your clothes up. I mean, right there is a tremendous amount of temperature that you can add to your gear. I sleep in some real warm clothes, and then, I mean, you could jerry rig a double stack under quilt on your hammock if you wanted to, Ursa. It might not be ideal, but I mean, you could do it, or um, there's ways to do it. But I would probably rather get like a universal hammock sleeve. You could probably use the one win hammock sleeve, and that would get you quite a bit of warmth in the winter. Years can go to -10 if that's not a cold. I'm staying inside. Yeah, -10. Yeah. I don't. I would like to do a extreme hammock camping. Once or twice. I know I love watching Shug's extreme hammock camping videos. Um, but yeah, ideally, I'm never probably here in Missouri. I'm not going to plan on going out on a -10 degree night. But I mean, if it weather changed and I'm not prepared for it, But if I'm going to zero, my gear is going to get me to 10 or 15 below for sure. I mean, I'm not going to, I always go colder than what I need just in case, you always go colder. Uh, and I always have wool blankets and other things that I can use if I absolutely need to get some more warmth. I've got a lifetime low below 10, below zero. Wow. Yeah. I think not last year, but the year before, I can't remember how cold I got. I camped out here in the base camp. I don't remember how cold it got. I wanted to say 5 or 10 degrees, somewhere around there. But yeah, my gear, I can get down to easily -10. If I wanted to triple up my quilts, I could. I want to get a hammock sleeve eventually. That would be really cool. My top quilt is only 20 degree. Even with my winter top cover, I can only go down to 10. Yeah. I always bring my wool blanket to add to my top in the winter. Plus, I've got my one wind poncho top quilt combo that makes into a hammock top quilt, and I think it's a 20 or 30 degree. Plus, I've got my 0 degree top quilt that I can throw on top of it. So, I mean, I would be plenty warm for any weather here in Missouri for sure. Plus, my uh, tarp that my hammock I can put down in porch mode and pretty much have it on the ground, stay plenty warm. Keeping that wind off of you will help a bunch. Last camp was like 23. Yeah, 23 is cold. I mean, especially if you got some wind chill going on. Best thing in the hammock is get your tarp set up where you can get all that wind off of you. Helps a bunch. 10 degrees is cold enough for most people. Anything besides that's just some of insanity. I admit a little bit insane. Yeah, I mean, if you're wanting to do extreme, I know extreme, especially hammock camping, does good for videos, which is good. I mean, if you're wanting to do that, but yeah, if you're in that cold, you're really not. I mean, you're really not enjoying your camp. I mean, you are, but you're not. If you could plan on, I guess, hiking during the day, which with that much gear on and clothing on, you're just miserable walking so far, But yeah, 10 degrees is plenty cold. You don't need to get colder than that. Are you burning log dust? Yeah. Here we got so many of those. Yeah, my nephew cleaned out the bottom of his truck, and I don't save any of those. You can make all you want here with all the oak and cedar. But yeah, I got rid of those old log discs. There's a couple of them that are cracked pretty bad. I know all the crafty people are like, oh man, I wouldn't have burned those. Must have been a short tree. Yep. Probably stack both of my Loco Libre gear top quilts. We have 20 and a 50 degree. Yeah, that combined together probably get you down to, 15, 10 or 15. Maybe if you throw something else in with that, Ursa. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a little stack of firewood at the entrance to the base camp on the closer to the house. Uh, Isaac and my nephew and I stacked a new stack of firewood over there. He cleaned out the back of his truck. And then I've got some big logs over here. I was tempted to throw one of these big old logs on there, but there's a huge log. I might burn these little ones I've got. And if I need some more logs, there's a one that needs to be split, but I'm not going to split it. I'm down to here in base camp. I've got a little bit of wood stacked up by the tree over here, and that's some pretty good size pieces. Those are the kind that I don't really necessarily need a fire going when I go to bed, but a lot of people that if you've got a lean-to shelter or something and you want, those are good logs that you want to throw on the fire to keep you some warmth as you're sleeping. On the hunt. How you doing, my friend? Welcome in. It's a little campfire chat, talking about the great outdoors that we all love so much and the holidays. Wish everybody a Merry Christmas if I don't talk to each one of you before Christmas. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. You and yours. There's a chart of night equipment that shows what you can get stack quilts. The 20 plus 850 equals 0. Really? Get you down that far? Yeah, realistically, I don't know if I'd trust the 0. But like you say, I mean, all my gear, stacking's definitely a lot better than one quilt that says it's 0. I definitely not going to trust that as much as I would be stacking a 20 and a 50 together for sure. Because I hear that a lot, a lot of people say that, well, I car camp and I've only got a 50-degree bag. And I said, well, do you have another 30-degree bag? Then you can put them together and you can, you don't have to go buy you an expensive sleeping bag. Throw your 30 and your 50 together or two 50s together and get you down to 20 or 30, I mean, throw your wool blanket in there and get you even warmer. I mean, wear some warm clothes and some down booties, you'd be good to go. Raptor Will, how you doing, my friend? Appreciate you being in here tonight, joining the campfire with us and chatting it up. We met Raptor Will at the Knoebels meetup, Tony's meetup there in Pennsylvania. You guys haven't checked his channel out, go give him a like and check his channel out. Hope everybody can. I'm pretty sure everybody's checked everybody's channels out, but if not, go check them out. Appreciate you being here, Will. Hope you're doing well. If I don't see you before Christmas, have a Merry Christmas to everybody that's here. Definitely Merry Christmas and Happy New Year for that matter. If I don't see or hear from you guys before then, hopefully so. But like I said, I'm planning on doing a live Monday, next Monday. I don't know if it'll be themed or not. Depends on how much time I get to plan it out. I do like the themed ones. Just I enjoy them a lot. I enjoy the input from you guys. It's really nice to have a base, outline and base things to start the conversation with. But everybody's so knowledgeable in our community and has so much experience and ideas. That's why I like Minnesota Mike's channel. He likes repurposing gear and making his own gear. That's really awesome. I'm not super crafty, but I do like making stuff and repurposing things as well. No sense in spending a lot of money on stuff when you don't need to. Alcohol stoves are fine and dandy. Trangia stoves are awesome, but I mean, the Fancy Feast Cat 10 makes a pretty darn good alcohol stove. But I do enjoy watching your videos, Mike, watching all your good ideas. A lot of good channels on YouTube with people with good ideas, making homemade underquilts for your hammock, making homemade sleeping bags, making, whatever. So many good ideas. Getting ready to go to work at Cole starting at 10 p.m. Well, I hope you have a good shift. I appreciate you stopping by. Raptor Will works night shift. I remember those days. I worked at the hospital I worked right out of high school. I worked manufacturing for years. I got into maintenance and got into some electrical backgrounds, kind of how I started in my electrical background. Got some electronics training and then moved to some welding, plastic welding, and then stainless steel welding. And then I moved from that to window manufacturing, tempering window glass for windows and storefronts. And then I went on from that and went to my electrical apprenticeship in California, Southern California, and started my electrical career. So pretty much what I've done the majority of my adult life is electrician, residential. I'm wanting to ice fish with any fin, the same point, some point. Have safe ice yet? Yeah, ice fishing, man. That I definitely on my bucket list. Definitely want to do that. I know Minnesota Mike and then invited us to come up. Definitely when I get the time and money and can do that, I definitely want to do that. It's on my bucket list for sure. Ice shanty and fishing. I mean, that's just camping and fishing together, just on the ice. That's right up my alley. Something awesome about that. Very awesome. Oh, I knew that was gonna fall. It is kind of windy out here today. Two-10 needs a wheelbarrow list. You got that right. That's a good idea. I'm about to start calling that instead of a bucket list. Wheelbarrow list. 210, your bucket list running over. Yeah, I know. I mean, you can wish, right? You can yeah, go moose hunting, elk hunting. I mean, I could say I'm pretty content with what I've done in my life, and if I don't ever get to do those things, I'm okay with it. But yeah, are you a glass half empty kind of guy or half full? I always try to say I'm half full kind of guy, but when you get into things, you hear people talking about ice fishing and off grid living in Alaska and gold panning, gold prospecting in Alaska, and salmon fishing. There's a lot of things that you could enjoy. A lot of things I have not done yet. So, Mike, let's fix up the cabin. See, there you go. That's a nice cabin, you guys. Is that the one that video, Mike, that you guys camped together in? That was a pretty cool cabin. If that's the one you're talking about, Adam. Hey, Woodsman, welcome in. Glad to see you. Glad to see everybody. I'm glad everybody's here. I'm definitely a half empty guy, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, I try not to, but if people get down and things happen, the enemy tries to get you to think negative sometimes, but I definitely try to be a half full kind of guy. Yeah, Woodsman just came in, which I'm sure he's probably been here for a bit. I'm glad everybody's here. So I know I don't always catch everything or keep up on the group chat. I'm sorry, I was so busy with during the days and everything. But yeah, I'm looking forward to our Purple Rain camp in February. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm kind of anxious to see what the weather is going to be like, if we're going to have snow and how cold it's going to be. And last year it was so mild and we were in t-shirts, and Randy and I was climbing that mountainside, doing a live on top of that mountain. That was a lot of fun. But I'm looking forward to all that we're going to do new at camp this year. You could fix up a lot of cabins, LOL. Yeah, there's a lot of cabins across Minnesota. I'm sure people would love for you to help fix up for them. That'd be awesome. Inherit a bunch of money or get some money somehow and just go around the country fixing up people's cabins. That'd be awesome. I did notice, I can't remember, I think it was Foresty Forest on YouTube, went through and found a remote cabin some people fixed up and put some time and effort in. That was really cool. That was a cool episode on top of a mountain. Really neat. Just got here, was on the phone. Welcome in, Woodsman. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's just so hard for me to, I'll go and look at it one day and there's 40 texts. And it's like, man, it takes me a while to go through all those, but I'm not good with multiple mass text chats like that. I'm not real good at keeping up with it. The guest house at your place, Mike. Ooh, there you go. Does anyone own a real dartboard they can bring if competition or cornhole? I don't have either anymore. I used to have a dartboard, but when I worked at Lock there in Springfield, I took it in there and we wore that sucker out using it on break and lunches and stuff. But Cornhole. I thought about that. That would be a lot of fun. I love cornhole. This time of year is a good time to get a good set, or it's not super hard to make a set, but by the time you buy all the stuff and put all the time and effort in it, when they're on sale, you can get a decent set cheaper than you can even build one, unless you've got just happen to have all the stuff to make one. Mike has cornhole. There you go. Yeah, I love cornhole. That is a lot of fun. But there's not a lot of outdoor games I don't really like. I like the old lawn darts, but they were really dangerous, man, with the metal tip lawn darts. I don't know if any of you had a set of those growing up, but yeah, people got hurt pretty good with those metal lawn darts. That was not a good idea for outdoor kid game activities. Is it too bulky? They painted mine like a zebra. I played yard darts. Yeah, man, that was so dangerous. Man, now the new sets, they're plastic and they're rounded tips, so lot safer now. But I don't know who came up with that idea. That was not the brightest. That's like, we also was stupid when we were younger and had our bow and arrows and shoot them up in the air, and you take off running to try to find cover. That was the stupidest thing in the world. I don't know how many people. It reminds me of what's that movie? Grown Ups, where they shoot that arrow up in the sky and they all go running and that guy lands right on his foot. Oh, I don't watch movies like that anymore, really. But I mean, I just thought of that. We were so stupid. My dad got a brand new feeder for the backfield, and it was brand new. And, me and my brother was out with our bow and arrow. I think it was on our way home from hunting one evening, and we got the stupid idea that we were in the middle of that field, and my brother's like, "Hey, I'm gonna shoot this arrow straight in the air, and we're gonna see where it lands." He no more than shot that arrow. I took off running for that feeder. That was the closest thing. It was all metal, brand new, shiny feeder. I no more slid underneath of it, and that arrow hit the top, right into the top of that feeder, and made a big old hole in the top of that feeder. And I was like, "Oh man." Of all places, of all things, my dad just bought it and brought it home, a few days prior. I was like, man, we're going to be in trouble. My brother's like, oh, he'll never notice. I said, oh, I think he'll notice. Still this day, I don't think my dad ever noticed. I think when we was growing up and thought about it, we asked him one time, hey, Dad, did you ever look on top of that feeder? And he said he never looked. Pretty funny, though. That feeder wouldn't have been there. I could have ran that direction, man. That's not a good. Anybody's listening, any kids are listening to this, don't do that. Don't be stupid. Things you do when you're a kid. I don't think I would have done that. My brother, if he wouldn't have done it, I probably wouldn't have done it, because that's what happens. Stupid things happen when you do stupid things, right? I seen a bumper sticker today. My wife and I was in town. That said, "Warning, I do dumb things." That's exactly what I thought of just now when I read that bumper sticker earlier today. I started laughing. It's true, though. Lawn darts. Hey, Cole. Appreciate you being here. Lawn darts. Yeah, the old metal sharp lawn darts. What a great concept, right? Here, kids, take some metal lawn darts out there and be careful. I like the boy and arrow game. It's good cardio. You can get cardio. Yeah, you run like the Dickens, man. One way to get a kid to run fast, or you be like that one guy on Grown Ups that just stands there, and of course he's the only one standing still and gets hit in the foot with the arrow. That would be my luck. I'd be the ones just standing there, not going anywhere, and I'd be the one getting hit for sure. I guess that's the half empty kind of outlook on that part. Me and my friends shot each other in the butts with BB guns. Oh man, BB gun wars, firework wars. What stupid stuff we did as kids, you know? Yeah, we did that too. Well, mostly my brother shot at me. I had a big evergreen tree next to our house, and it was a huge one. I built a fort out of. I take some of the old boughs once a year and build me a little encased enclosure kind of up towards the top, where it wasn't really too big, but big enough for me to stay up in there. And of course, I'd always make it thick enough because my brothers would shoot at me when I was up in that tree because I could get wet the top of it where the thin limbs were. They were too big to get up there. So they, if we were playing tag or hide and go seek, I'd always get up there because they couldn't climb up where I was at. So they'd get mad at me. So they'd try to shoot at me through the tree, those boughs, those BB guns. But luckily, they never hit me. Rose here. Hi, y'all. Oh, sorry. I didn't see the diaries. I'm sorry. Sorry, Rose. I've done that to you before. I've done that to you before. Need to read the whole one, right? I think he was in Tony's live the other night. I don't know if it was the December live one. I don't remember which one it was, but I think Tony did that to you as well, Rose. Sorry about that. But I appreciate you being here anyways. Tell Cole we said hi and hope you guys are doing well. If I don't talk to you before the holidays for Christmas and New Year, I wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you and yours. Josh Keller, hey buddy. Appreciate you coming by, my friend. Enjoyed our dinner out together Saturday night. Appreciate you guys going out with us, and that was a nice evening and nice dinner. Appreciate being there. Enjoyed hanging out with you and your wonderful wife and your mom. Thanks for stopping in, my friend. Play stupid game and win stupid prizes. Yeah, Mike. A trip to the hospital. Yep. Stitches. You name it. Broken arms. Yep. Win stupid prizes. That's great. That needs to be on a bumper sticker as well. There's Cole. I appreciate you coming in, Cole. Let's see here. Both Coles. Yep. They're both in here now. We're in trouble. Happens all the time now, lol. Yeah, I bet it does. I just see the Cole, the Cole region, and then you don't see the diaries at the end. It's like, oh, oops. Little Will's great. Cole, growing like a weed. I need to post some updated pictures. My wife's gonna do his 3-month pictures soon, so I'll post them on the. Oh man, can you hear the coyotes? Huge pack of coyotes right here behind us. I don't know if you guys if the camera's picking that up. I got one on my game camera right outside my base camp a couple nights ago. So they come in fairly close to base camp here. They got some big packs around here. But yeah, Will's doing great. Yeah, I want to post some updated pictures on. I'll probably put some on the community post or social media or something for everybody to see. I know I'm really bad. If I wouldn't have been out here tonight, I probably would have, if he would have been awake. A lot of times this time of night, he's getting ready for bed. So a lot of time he's already asleep. Good night, Matt. Appreciate you stopping by. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year if I don't talk to you before, but hopefully I'll get to talk to you before then. Tell your wife and son hi, and hope you guys have amazing holidays. It was fun for sure. That fire looks peaceful. Yeah, it's great. It's really relaxing out here. I'm enjoying being out here and It is kind of getting cool. It is 37 degrees, so it is cooling down and the fire feels kind of nice. So I'm not gonna get it rip roaring too huge from now on. I don't think I'm gonna go over 2 hours tonight, or right at 2 hours, maybe just a little over. See how it goes. Just got home from the house fire, unfortunately. Oh no. Sorry to hear that, Cole. I'll pray for the family that everybody's okay, and pray for the family. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I definitely need more wood for sure. But I'm not gonna stay out too late, so I'm not camping overnight out here tonight. Yeah, just for Christmas, that's horrible. Yep, house fire season for sure. It's snowing here. Awesome. 36 degrees in Florida. Brr. Yeah, that's cold for Florida. How are you, Ed? Appreciate you coming in, my friend. Just enjoying a nice little fire out here in base camp tonight. Talking to all you fine folks. Appreciate everyone being here. Appreciate all your support. Appreciate you being part of the family, and always enjoy chatting with each one of you. I wish you and your family, Ed, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year if I don't hear or see you beforehand. Wow. Yeah, fire's a beautiful thing. You know, if contained, it's beautiful, it's warming, it's inviting, uh, but uncontrolled, it's chaos. It's hell on earth, you know. I mean, I hate to put it so vividly, but I mean, fire can be one of the most destructive things, and it can be such an enjoyable thing, you know, just like a campfire. I mean, it is my favorite part of camping. That's another reason I don't like camping in the summer near as much. I mean, a lot of times you build a fire just for the ambiance and it's so hot, but you don't enjoy it like you do in the winter time, or, you know, at least spring, fall, and winter. Um, it's so much more enjoyable in the colder weather. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Ed. Appreciate you coming in. I really do. Means a lot to me. You guys all hanging out. And like I said, I'd like to get out and do some more camps, but it's really hard. As busy as I am here lately, it's going to be hard to do some camps. I'm trying to figure out when and times I can do them, but I'll get some in. Definitely going to do the winter camp with you fellas this February. Of course, this is my favorite time to camp too. But I wouldn't miss being with my wife and my baby for anything, though. When I was young and working so much, I missed a lot of precious time with my older kids that, I'm not going to do that with Will. I'm going to spend every precious moment I can, because every moment with your children are priceless. Even my son now, I'll call him up and have dinner with him. My youngest of the oldest four, and and so much enjoy every second I get with them. You know, every time I see him, I give him a big hug, and you know, those times are precious, even when they're older and they're grown up. They're still your kids, but he's 22 and Will's 3 months. So there's 22 years difference between them two. And it blesses me to see him holding Will. He's a good big brother. The tongue is like a fire. You got that right, Mike. You got that right. Good book says, if man can control his tongue, he can control his whole body. There's a lot of truth to that. Um, The tongue gets you in trouble more than your whole body combined. Tongue can praise people, the tongue can uplift people, but the tongue a lot of times tear down people and hurt people. And it's very wise, Mike, for sure. Appreciate you mentioning that, Mike. Very wise words. Very wise words. Baby's first Christmas. Yep. Rose, I'm so excited. We're getting Christmas cards out. We got some pictures done for Will for Christmas, and my wife, she's so crafty. I wish I was more so. She's doing so many things that she's so good at. I'm so proud of all the stuff that she's done. So is water, two of the greatest forces, fire and water. Yep, for sure, Cole. Floods and hurricanes and water and tornadoes, water spouts, tsunamis. Yeah, very destructive. God destroyed the earth by water once, He's going to do it by fire again, A lot of times there's been places on earth that many towns, Chicago was destroyed by fire. There's a lot of Los Angeles, unfortunately, sad, the things that we heat our homes with and cook our food with. It can sustain our lives, but it can take our lives just as fast as anything, It's a little bit of carelessness or accidental, not even just carelessness, just accidental a lot of times. It's sad, real sad. No redos. Absolutely. No redos. Yep. And a lot of people says, "Oh, if I had a chance to redo something, I wouldn't do it that way." Odds are you really probably would. You really would probably. And you wouldn't be who you are. If you didn't make some of the decisions, if you didn't do some of the things you did. Yeah. That's part of having your conscience, or depending on what you believe, the Holy Spirit in you. That's the conviction of your heart. That's grieving the Holy Spirit is one thing. It's one thing I say. Over the years, I've had a lot of friends, a lot of atheist friends, a lot of different religious backgrounds friends, and mostly the atheists and non-believers, and will look and say, you're a hypocrite. I said, well, just because of my belief and my faith, there's no perfect person, only one ever lived on this earth. And the thing is people that don't believe in a faith or believe in a religion or whatever, a lot of them don't have to feel sorry or feel guilty or have a conscience. I remember one of my real good friends that wasn't a believer. He would tell me that, "Oh, well, you're just a hypocrite because you're not perfect." I said, "We can't be perfect." That's where non-believers think believers are hypocrites because they sin, or they'll tear somebody down, like Mike said, with the tongue. But whatever you believe, it's all about loving one another, and that's a universal term. I know people use it to slander and to be negative and be positive, but one thing is to learn to uplift people, no matter what your faith, your belief, your background. We all need to talk good to one another and be respectful. Well, that's a big word, isn't it? Respectful. I mean, it's not hard to be respectful. Number one, you got to respect yourself before you can respect anybody else. But that's holiday season. That's what I want the most out of anything is more peace in the world. Um, no matter what country, no matter what uh, political party, no matter we're all human beings. There is no color, whether you want to admit it or not. There is no color. I want people to. You're not going to love everybody. It's impossible, but you can respect everybody. You don't have to love everybody and be close to everybody, but just I myself, I'm more talking to myself even during the holidays. You find yourself frustrated in traffic or frustrated trying to shop at this time of year, whatever, trying to extend forgiveness, patience, kindness to those that cut you off in traffic and take your shopping cart or take that last item that you went to the store to get. You know, I find myself not wanting to go to town mostly because of traffic. Traffic drives me nuts more than even the people, and just I don't know. I'm so busy, so in such a hurry. There's no patience, no letting people in traffic. You'll go out of your way to, there's that yahoo that driving from miles behind you that's driving up traffic, and he's gonna go all the way to the front of the line and then cut in. I'm just as guilty about not wanting to let somebody in. 210, email me on Facebook. I mail you Christmas card, another month. I appreciate that, Cole. Yeah, I'll do that for sure. Flash floods, no warning. Yeah, flash floods, man. Sorry, I got on the rant and rave, but that's my wish for Christmas, y'all, is everybody, no matter what somebody's belief background, show some kindness and love towards somebody. Go out of your way for somebody this holiday season. The less fortunate. Whether we all, as human beings, want to ask ourselves, do they deserve it? None of us deserve any kindness. None of us deserve any love. None of us deserve any of it. But that's the best thing you can do for any human being on earth is to show a little kindness, respect, love. You don't have to love everybody. I mean, we're called to love everybody as believers, but it's humanly impossible for me to love every person. A loving respect, I guess that's a better way to put it. It's really hard to love somebody when they're cutting you off in traffic. It's really hard to, it's humanly impossible to. But I love all you guys. Our YouTube family. I know push comes to shove, I can come on here and ask you guys to keep me in your thoughts, prayers, whatever you believe. I know I'm going to have a lot of support and really good comments, and know that all of you have my back if I ask. That's it's amazing. Adventures with Ken. Appreciate you. Thank you for making it. Hope your Christmas party went well. Went on one of my rants. I'm sorry, guys, but that's not much to ask for Christmas, right? I've been on a few minutes listening and appreciate that you are ashamed to share your faith on this platform. I like that and firmly believe in doing the same. I appreciate it, 12 Stones. I really do too. And, I'm the firm believer, even if you have a faith or you have a religious belief, you can have that belief or that faith and not push it on anybody, when we're all guilty. I'm just as guilty as anybody on not doing what I'm supposed to do. But when you feel ashamed, when you are not doing what you're supposed to do, that's a good thing, keeps us honest, keeps us in reverence. Yep, religion's always a hot topic, but it doesn't have to be. And everybody says it's controversial. It's not. Um, when you do become hypocritical and you do become judgmental, but there's a fine line there, and that's just because somebody doesn't believe or lives a certain life that isn't in line with your beliefs doesn't mean that you have the right to condemn them. Now, if they come in and want to become part of your belief and part of your faith, then that's a different story, to be discipled and to be shown, let them know that who tells them that it's wrong. It's not me. It's not man that tells another man that it's wrong. It's the Creator. It's God. Jesus Christ, our Savior, is in my faith, tells me what I'm doing wrong or what another brother or sister is doing wrong. When another human makes you feel like you're judging that person, that's when it's wrong. We're not to judge others because it's not my job, but am I making somebody that's a different belief or doesn't believe at all in a certain religion, am I making them feel guilty or making them feel judged or condemned? It's no. But as humans, that's what we do. We may not mean it. But we do. That's our faults as human beings, and we're all going to be at fault no matter what faith or belief anybody has. People say, well, I don't believe in anything. Well, you believe in something. You believe in the dollar that you work so hard for every week, that it's going to be there every week to pay your bills, that it's going to put food on the table and take care of your family. What happens when that dollar's not there? What happens when you lose that job? You lose faith in that dollar or that company that you work for. I was really good friends with an atheist fellow one time that I worked with, really good friend of mine. And he always said, you're the only person in your Christian faith that didn't condemn me or want to judge me or fight me on my beliefs. He goes, I don't believe in anything. I said, as an atheist, you do believe in something. I said, you believe in yourself. I said, you believe in your job. You believe that you're going to be able to come to this job. That's kind of where I was going at that is everybody believes in something, you know. So that's the biggest tool a lot of people believe, And as human beings at times, and I hate to say it, at some point in your life or even currently, we're all hypocrites. No matter what faith or what background or belief, we do things that we're not supposed to do or we're not proud of, or we say things to hurt people, just like Mike said earlier with our tongue, you know. Um, that's one of my favorite things to talk about. I have my faith, but I'm not going to push it on anybody else. I may share it openly, which that's what we can do as Americans proudly, is share what we believe. But I'm not going to condemn anybody in their belief, their faith. That's one good thing about life is you can make choices. In our faith, God gives us the choice whether we believe in what we believe. Believe in something you can't see, we all believe that there's air. We can feel it. You believe that there's stars. You believe there's the moon and the planets. You believe there's rain. You believe in things. You trust in things. I could go on and on. I hate to be in another rant, but everybody here knows no matter what you believe, and it's all about respecting one another and loving one another. We're all humans. That's what I try to get. Thank you, 12 Stones. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. It does. But it means a lot to me that I'm able to talk to you guys and to share my faith openly, because that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm not supposed to preach to nobody, and I feel sometimes I do, but I don't. I hope I don't ever make somebody feel like I'm condemning anybody, because I don't. But I condemn the human race as a whole, me included, when we don't when we fail to love one another and to respect one another and to, especially at this time of year, if nothing else, Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, to be a little respectful and loving towards our neighbors, our fellow human beings, extend that little bit of grace in traffic and the stores that I'm guilty of doing myself. Yep, your buddy Ken. Appreciate you guys. I appreciate every one of you. Enjoy chatting with you guys. Enjoy this fire with you guys. I'm excited too, man. Me too. I'm ready to pack. You guys are going to have fun. Looking forward to some good content out of the get together. Did enjoy the last one you guys got together with. That suburban setup you got, Ken's going to work out great. Like you said, when you get it dialed into what you need and what's going to make you more comfortable. That's an awesome setup you got. 210, you didn't get my license plate number, did you? Nope, I didn't. Should I have? Absolutely, Randy. Nope. That's one good thing about, grace and faith. Faith is believing something that you can't see because, it's easy to believe in something you can see or feel, but you can see and you can feel if you just look hard enough, That's all I can say about that. It's impossible to love all the donuts in the world. Well, I love them mainly, but they're sure not good for me though, right? But man, do I love donuts. Something I love more than donuts though is ice cream. My wife says sugar. She says you could just go to the kitchen and get a bag of sugar and eat directly out of the sugar and you'd be happy. You're exactly right. Yeah, see? Rose loves donuts. Who don't love donuts? I don't think I've met a single soul that doesn't love donuts. Some kind of a donut or some kind of ice cream, unless you have some kind of food allergy, obviously. More wood. Yeah, I need more wood, don't I? Yeah. I've only got a half hour left, so I may grab some more wood over here and throw on here. Get a little bit bigger fire going. Sorry, getting my rant. I'm way behind on chat now, but sorry. It's not really a rant for me to being positive in my books, Love is universal. Food is universal. If you can't speak to one another, you have a language barrier. Food is a good way to break the ice, Everybody loves good food. Headed out for tonight. Stuff to finish before bed. Good night, everyone. Good night, Randy. Appreciate you being here, my friend. Have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. That's good, Cole. Yep. You have to learn everybody's beliefs. You got to learn where everybody comes from. You got to know where everybody's, I like to know why people believe and think the way they do. Even if I don't believe or think that way, I like to hear why and how people think, how they think about, there's other life out there. I don't necessarily believe that, but I'm not going to tell somebody they're wrong and believing that there's other life out there. If they ask my opinion, I'll say, I don't believe, but, there's a lot of things, believing in evolution or believing in whatever. I had a lot of good conversations and bad conversations with teachers growing up in school. Pushing, going to public school, you're forced to not believe, but to learn things and read things. And it's not bad to read and learn things, but it is to force those things on you as truth, So when you're not allowed to give. That's kind of what I'm getting at. When you're not allowed to give your opinion or what you believe, that is wrong. Everybody's has a right to their opinion and belief in whatever they believe. Um, you don't have to agree with them, but you can agree to disagree. That's what I've always stood by, is you can always agree to disagree. Be be respectful of one another's beliefs and what they want to um, believe in. I like common concept. I mean, yep, absolutely, Cole. Merry Christmas, Randy. Amen. Best life speak volumes to the hearts of others, and let God do what God does best. Absolutely. Absolutely. He's the best at all. He's the one that's brought all of us out of the darkness. Um, you can hear him calling if you listen close enough. You can hear whatever you believe. If you listen close enough, you can hear what you believe. But a lot of times it's that wind. It's that senses that people feel and believe. You know, I didn't figure this live would get this deep tonight, but nobody believes what you believe. Nobody cares what you believe until they believe you care. That's exactly it, Mike. That's amazing words, Mike. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I appreciate your faith. I appreciate you as a friend. I appreciate Randy. I appreciate 12 Stones. I appreciate mainly, I appreciate all you guys. No matter what your faith, your background, your beliefs, you know, this YouTube community is a good one. We can all have good conversations. We all from different backgrounds and beliefs, but it's it's encouraging and to me that we can all be a caring community. I don't want to say people are touchy about love, but definitely caring community and really genuine people. I've met a lot of good people. I'm glad I got on YouTube. When I first did years ago, I was kind of leery about getting on YouTube and social media, but I'm glad I did. Met a lot of great people. I have different beliefs. I'm still here listening. It's interesting. Yep. Yep. Rose, it's appreciated. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate everybody. And that's one thing that no matter what religion or background you are, be welcoming and caring towards everybody. Make everybody be important. Like Mike said, nobody cares about anything unless you do care. If you show care and concern towards your fellow man, um, they're going to hear you so much clearer and louder, respect you more, um, and they're going to care in return. Uh, we're taught as people growing up now as each their own. You know, we're all in it for ourselves, and you know, heck with everybody else. But no, you really can't live life. You can't enjoy life, I don't believe, without others. I mean, mountain men do it all the time. I understand there's been a lot of people in the past, but as a whole, we were made to fellowship with other people, to be around other people. Not saying that I love being on camping trips and having my solitude once in a while. There's nothing wrong with that, but nothing like family, nothing like good friends. Um, when I come back, I miss my wife and my kids, and You miss your bed. You miss, you go on an awesome vacation. You love your vacation, but you can't wait to get home and crawl in that bed and sleep in your own bed. You know, you're off on a fishing trip, hunting trip, camping trip, and you've been gone for a week. And first thing you do is want to hug your wife or your kids or your animals, whatever. I believe in more wood on that fire and donuts. Absolutely. Also, well said, Mike Outdoors. Yep, I would say so. Let me get some more firewood. Get some more fire. Yeah, let me get some more fire. Whoa, I got some firewood. A little bit of wood over here. Kindle it up a little bit. What's the coolest gift that either somebody's asked for in your family, friends, that you've gotten for somebody this year? I don't know about you guys, I like homemade gifts. They mean so much more to me than any store-bought gift. I mean, I guess it's going to sound bad. I know a lot of people, it's non-personal, but gift cards are a good idea if it's to a place like Michael's, Hobby Lobby, or somewhere that you can work on your craft if you're an artist, building something. Go on Amazon, give them an Amazon card, and Amazon or Walmart or somewhere like that, you can buy things, make things. Nobody hardly does like friendship soups no more. I used to love getting those, the jarred soups for Christmas, the jarred hot chocolate. We used to make those when we was kids. Oh man, I know everybody in here's got a huge Christmas list. Not me. I've got pretty much everything I need. I have friends all over religion, including the Muslim religion, one of the best supervisors I've ever had in the past 5 years. Muslim. You earn my respect and nice versa. Yep, absolutely. Good people in all beliefs. People, I still hold fast to majority of people are good. There's bad people, but still a majority of people are good. I believe in more wood. I'm trying to clean up all the limbs and stuff that's fallen. So I'm not having a rip roaring fire. Some of it's a little damp, but good time to get rid of it, right? Donuts, yes. I wish I had some donuts. My wife and I have been trying to eat a little bit better before the holidays. Been eating a little low carb, so donuts definitely haven't been on the list, but they sure have been missed. Coffee. Oh, coffee and donuts. Now you're talking. Cole's my kind of guy right there. Sorry, I'm ridiculous. No, you're not ridiculous. I'm from Missouri, 12 Stones, Southwest Missouri. What's my favorite donut? My favorite donut, apple fritter. That's my all-time favorite donut. If I could only have one donut, it would definitely be an apple fritter or a chocolate-filled Long John with Bavarian cream filled. Oh, buddy, can't go wrong there. But a good glazed donut makes a really good burger bun, right, mainly? Oh man, Oh man, that sounds amazing, mainly. Oh, buddy, that does sound good. Thank you, but the suburban building is paused. The head went out on it, so number one priority is to rip the dash out completely, box and rebuild it. Oh, buddy, sorry to hear that, Ken. That's a lot of work. Boston cream, yes, that does sound good, don't it? My dad would always get me stopped. We had a little bitty donut shop in our little town I grew up in. He loved to stop and get me chocolate milk and whatever donut I'd want, Boston cream or apple fritter. They always made sure there was plenty there. They knew I was coming. They'll be starting fixing it some meat. Cool. Almost cookie season. Yep, it is. What? Good thing about this time of year, all the homemade goodies come out. Oh man, making me hungry. Low carb's a hard boat to follow during the holidays. Like my wife and I said, once we get through the holidays, you can hit it back good. But it's so hard to say no to my mother-in-law's homemade fudge. Oh my goodness, her fudge, her sugar cookies are to die for. She made some peanut butter fudge this year that she don't normally make a lot of peanut butter fudge. It was amazing. Um, she's a really good baker. She makes an amazing Texas almond sheet cake. Oh, buddy, that is really good too. She makes a Mexican cheesecake that's really good. Oh man, really good. Cheesecake bars. Cookies, yes, cookies and chocolate milk or white milk, either one. Girl Scout. Oh, Girl Scout cookies, Thin Mints. Oh man, I've gotten more respect for you, Mike. I knew you was a good guy. He likes Thin Mints. He's a buddy. Thin Mints are great. Oh man. Yep, Thin Mints are really good. And actually, the Thin Mint knockoffs from Dollar General of all places are so good. Uh, those are really good. Not quite as good as the Thin Mint Girl Scouts, but they're really pretty good. Hey, Chris, I appreciate you, Shy Guy, coming by. Thank you for stopping in. You're a man, my own kind of love. Yep. That's what I saying, Ken. Man, Thin Mints are amazing. All cookies are amazing, though. I mean, really, I can't think of a single cookie I don't like. There's some I prefer more than others. Um, Boy, I love all kind of cookies. A good snickerdoodle cookie's good. Um, but my all-time favorite cookie would have to be probably a soft oatmeal raisin cookie. It's probably my all-time favorite cookie if I had to pick one. Thin Mint's right up there too, man. Thin Mint. I don't know. If I had to have one, it'd probably be oatmeal raisin with some milk for sure. Where did that audits guy go? Good to have you in, Chris. Appreciate you. Yeah, just been enjoying this nice warm fire tonight. Cleaning up my campsite. Try not to burn in my good wood tonight. I'm not actually camping out here tonight. I thought about camping out here tonight, but I'm daddy daycare in the morning, so I'd have to get up early and go in there. But I thought it'd be good. It's halfway warm tonight to be able to do live out here outside. It's nice. Been wanting a campfire. We got a pellet stove we heat primarily with in the wintertime, so I do get the warmth of a fire in my living room, but still not a campfire. No other mint cookie compares to Girl Scout Thin Mints. Boy, there's some that are pretty close, but yeah, I'll probably have to agree with that. They're definitely the original Thin Mints. They're that cookie that everybody tried to copy, but it's never came close. Just like the Hidden Valley Ranch, man, the best ranch, I believe. There's some good homemade ranches. They're not quite as close. The only ranch I think locally around here that comes close to Hidden Valley Ranch is the ranch that Wingstop has. I'm not sure exactly what ranch it is. I'm pretty sure they make their own, but I'm not 100% positive. But their ranch is amazing. I don't know. Ranch is not even close to cookies, but YouTube became something I could never have imagined. Good friends and interesting people all over the country. Yeah, a lot of good people, a lot of good knowledge. I've learned so much off YouTube. Obviously, we all have good and bad, but a lot of good, you know. Uh, Thank you for reminding everybody to give a thumbs up. I have a bad habit of forgetting, Mike. I appreciate you reminding everybody. Home is where your heart is. Absolutely. I can help with the fire. Yeah, you can, Chris. Yeah, there's some more limbs and sticks down deeper in the woods here, but I haven't had time to come out and drag them out and break them up. And I like having kindling piles over here by my fire pit too, but I haven't had a lot of time out here to clean up. Like I said earlier, Isaac and I cleaned out the back of his truck from deer camp. He had some firewood left in his truck that we piled up out here and trying to save most of that for the real cold camping. All right, Mike, I appreciate you being here, my friend. Have a good night. Thanks for all the good chat and being here. Appreciate it, man. Macaroni pitcher. You would be happy if I received a macaroni pitcher. That's pretty funny. I'm going to send you with that mustard soda, I promise, LOL. Camping with Champion, man. I appreciate you being in here, man. My wife and I were just talking about that. I am going to chug that soda. I know you said I didn't have to, but definitely going to chug that soda. I mean, you chugged the soda and threw up all over the place. So I hope I don't, but hey, man, that's the least I can do. Thank you, 12 Stones. I appreciate you coming in. You have a blessed night too, my friend. Thank you for being here tonight. I don't like anything with coconut, especially cookies with coconut. Well, I do. I like the chocolate and coconut together. I guess that's kind of why I like Almond Joy candy bars. Really love, or Mounds. Yeah, I love coconut. A lot of people don't like coconut though. That's not a bad thing, Ken, for sure. I know a lot of people don't love coconut. I love oatmeal raisin. Chris, yep, me too. Y'all haven't done yet, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate everybody being here tonight and hanging out with me. I know the fire's not a ripper on fire tonight, but like I said, I'm got to get up and break some up. I've burned everything that I planned on burning tonight. You don't like ranch either? Boy, that's my favorite dressing is ranch. I dip fries in ranch, salads in ranch. I love ranch. It's probably my favorite dressing. I do like Thousand Island. I like French. I like Italian. I like most dressings. I don't like blue cheese. I don't like blue cheese dressing, but I will dip hot wings like in blue cheese dip. But I don't like blue cheese crumbles. A black and blue cheeseburger, that's pretty good. Ken Steakhouse Ranch is good. Yeah, that is good for sure. Cold. I appreciate you liking my ranch. Ha ha ha. That's funny. As a homemade gift, the macaroni pitcher, I prefer make gifts. Oh, okay, yeah, for sure. Maybe it'll be good. See, I like mustard, but I don't know about soda. I'm thinking mustard, a sweet mustard. So will it taste like a honey mustard? But then you got the texture of the carbonation in the mustard soda. It could be good. So we'll find out. I'll find out for you. But I appreciate it, Todd. I really do. Got to have onion flavored. Yeah, I wouldn't mind the ketchup soda. Yeah, I've seen that one. I wouldn't mind trying some more. We was at Cracker Barrel the other day with my mother-in-law, and we seen some of the sodas. I thought of you, uh, Todd. I know you get a lot of your sodas are having the pass from Cracker Barrel and Five Below and different stuff. So yeah, they have some good sodas there and a lot of the old candies from our childhood. I love it. Yeah, Todd's got a good channel, man. It was awesome, Todd, that Steve Wallace came in and donated that to you, man. That's saying something, you know. Steve is a good guy at heart, you know, and uh, he's definitely the OG in stealth camping. Some of my biggest laughs I've ever had watching stealth campers is uh, watching Steve Wallace's channel. Uh, my wife and I's favorite video of all time of his is when he camped behind that city sign and he had that butane stove and he was trying to light it and it caught on fire and it fell on the floor on the ground. That was hilarious. Oh my gosh, that made me laugh so hard. That was the funniest video I've ever watched of his. Still laugh all the time about it. Japan has a purple ice cream called UB. It's sweet potato, so dang good. Boy, I've heard that. I'd really like to try that, Ken, for sure. That'd be that'd be really a good thing to try, like on a camp too, for sure. Yeah, I'm still in shock too, Todd, that Steve did that. That was amazing. I mean, it's cool. I've seen him come, you know, in Tony's live before and different people's lives, but yeah, that was really cool. That was really nice of him to do that. I watched both of those videos, Todd Antonio's. It was a cool concept stuff camp, same place in different states. Yeah, that was for sure. Tony, man, he really got up there in that nook that he camped in was really good. I love those woods that you camped in, Todd. That was an awesome spot for sure. But Tony didn't really have, I mean, the best choices where he camped. That was pretty tough, but he made it work. It was pretty cool. Yeah, I've never personally talked to Steve either. I've been in a room that he's came into. I've been in when Tony's he came into Tony's that time, but yeah, everybody, you know, if it's into stealth camping or ever watched stealth camping, you know, almost everybody's watched Steve's. I was looking back at all of his other videos the other night, and man, he's got one video. I can't remember which one it is now. Oh, it's his pallet. The pallet one on the trailer. 43 million views on that one. I believe it's his best video of all time. 43 million views. That pallet trailer full of pallets was a great idea. I really enjoyed that video for sure. Yeah, he was right on the building. I couldn't believe that. I thought, okay, this is going to be the one he's going to definitely get caught at, but he didn't. He pulled it off. Yeah, he is a brave man. Yep. And walking around and everything, you know, my luck, I'd get caught, but he goes out there and, he'll walk around and so does Todd. So, I mean, he'll go watch a movie and yeah, it's awesome. I enjoy watching both of your guys' channel, man. Your channel's doing so good, Todd. Amazing I really like your ideas and I like how you show how every camp's not perfect, Awesome. It was shocked that you couldn't think of any good questions. I know. I mean, at the spur of the moment, that's when you think, you have a million questions you could ask him if you could just think about it prior. But yeah, I mean, what would you, I mean, at the spur of the moment, I don't know what I'd ask him. I mean, I've watched him for so many years. I feel like I kind of know him because of watching all of his videos. He's definitely who he is in real life. I can almost imagine um, he would definitely be who he is. That's like going to Tony's meetup, Todd, Tony, Sam, the Northwest, and all of those you guys are who you are. I mean, I knew when I met, every one of you, you're who you are. That's a cool thing. I know not everybody's who they are, but for the most part, I'm gonna put some more wood on that fire. Get some more twigs. I got a few more twigs I can put on there. Got my headlamp. Uh-oh. Todd, see, you're not the only one that forgets stuff. We all forget stuff all the time. We're honest with each other. But it makes a difference when you're stealth camp. A lot of times you can make do. But stealth camping, man, you gotta so much stuff you gotta think about and bring. I would have asked him of how many subscribers would I have to get for him to do a camp with me, LOL. Hey, that's a good question, actually, Todd. Yeah, I bet he'd do one with you. He's met up and did a collab with a few people like Mav, and who was that last one he met up with here lately? I'm trying to remember that guy. Oh, can't remember his name, but he's a pretty famous YouTuber too. I could stay at the tree house. Yeah, that tree house is pretty cool. That would have been a good one too. Yep. Yeah, that tree house, pretty cool. Crazy neighbor helping build. That was pretty cool. I liked watching those videos. Sam told me if I got 25,000 subs, he would still what? Oh no. What did I do? Clicked on something wrong here. Okay, let me go back. Stuff camp with me. Let me to 25,000 make him eat his words. Yeah, you need to do that for sure. Greg Owens, that's right. Todd, Greg Owens, yep, for sure. That was a good collab. I did like his under the bridge video. That was pretty sick. He wasn't into stealth camping. Yeah, a lot of people don't. Like when I went to my aunt and uncle's house in Kansas here in between Thanksgiving and my birthday, they didn't have any idea what stealth camping was. Camping with Sam Barnabas? No, the Northwest Wind. Sam at the Northwest Wind stealth camper. Yeah, he was at Knoble's Tony's meetup as well. He's the one that Todd, Sam, Skeeter, me, Hemming Mountain all went to the stealth camp behind Walmart. More wood, more wood. Boy, I found a pretty good sized limb here. Where's Mainly at? Now I'm making a fire. Yeah, I know you're busy, Todd, so I didn't want to bother you about that soda, but I appreciate you remembering. Sam Barnes might be meeting up with me and small plots in January. Oh, that'd be awesome, Todd. That will be awesome. That'll be a heck of a camp. When you're doing camps in different states, Todd, when you hit Missouri, man, hit me up. I'd like to do one. I got some really good spots, actually. I thought, man, if Tony or you, Tony said someday he might get through here. But I taught Mainly so well. Cool. Awesome time. I'm going to up to Rochester to camp with Kevin. Awesome. That will be awesome. Todd, you're going to freeze. Yeah, it's going to be cold. That'll be fun. Yeah, I'm definitely wanting to do some more stealth camps for sure, but right now I just don't have the time to do them. But the next one I do, I want to do a stealth camp. When I get time to do it, I've got a really good spot. I scoped out. There's actually two spots pretty close together. I'm going to do both when I get time. There we go. Everybody's wanting more wood, more wood. Boy, this thick end, I don't know if I can break this. I hurt my left leg, so I got to be careful and use my right leg to break the wood. 300 in my left knee. All right. Didn't you tell me about the sign you could climb into or something? Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple signs that you can climb into. Before I got into stealth camping, I used to work for a sign company, and there was a sign that I'm not going to say where it was at, but like I said before, stealth camping got big on YouTube. I mean, Steve was doing it, but he just started back then, and but I thought, man, that'd make a perfect sign to camp in. I know several around here that would be cool. What's it say? I'm not into small plots, to be honest. To me, he seems like he does it for camera and not just, it's just an act. Yeah, some people, their personalities aren't for everybody for sure. I know Todd, I mean, he's, just like Tony and everybody down to earth, and I like that really well. Steve is funny. I like his personality, and Steve Wallace is just a unique guy that I really like watching. I find him funny. A lot of people don't find him funny, but I find him pretty hilarious, actually. Arctic blast. Oh, yeah. So cold. I got everyone saying more wood. Cold. Yep. And I said I wouldn't go over 2 hours, but here we are coming up to 2 hours. So as long as the chat keeps going, I don't mind, but wouldn't you know? I guess what I'm saying is they come off as the stuff puts back up there. I would be wrong on that, though. Yeah. And I'm kind of that way. I mean, there's a lot of people that recommend different channels or whatever. And, that's just how people are. Some people like some people's personality. Some people don't. Some people like ASMR. Some people don't. Some people, it's just kind of like TV shows. There's some TV shows I like and some people don't like them. I don't watch too many TV shows. YouTube's pretty much my entertainment. With all of you guys, it's hard to keep up with all your videos. But there's a lot of channels that I've watched from the very, very beginning from being on YouTube, and I'm still subscribed to those channels. And some are big channels, some are very small channels, but I'm loyal to those channels. I know a lot of people don't want to support channels that get millions of subs, but when you start and you were like their, first 20 subscribers and you've been with them the whole time, I enjoy those channels and I'm going to support them no matter how big they get. Because, I remember when Todd started out, when he got to 500 subscribers and 600, and Tony, if you guys get to 1 million subscribers, am I going to stop watching you? No, absolutely not. Those guys have earned it. Those guys work hard at coming up with their ideas. Stealth camping's not easy. If nobody's tried it, you don't really understand. It's kind of like getting on a roller coaster. It's the adrenaline rush and trying not to get caught. Trying to get away with what you can. So, God, the Northwest Wind told you to get 25,000 subs and he would camp with you. I don't think he even has that many, does he? Todd. I think you're right, Todd. He hadn't hit 25,000 yet. Yeah, you could beat him. Get going, Chris. Man, you're doing good. You might even beat Sam. Wouldn't that be a kick in the teeth? Oh, that'd be awesome. 210, you're on the spot, and I'll have feelings towards him and wish him well. Just some channels aren't for me. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Me too. There's a lot of channels of different people I can't really watch. It gets on my nerves. Like a lot of people don't like Corporal's Corner because he's arrogant. Well, there's a lot of arrogant YouTubers out there that, as long as I can learn something from them. But I get it. There's a lot of people don't like them, but I enjoy watching them still. I'm trying to think of some of the channels. There's not too many. Trying to think of all the ones that I don't really care for that's in our kind of niche. I don't know. There's a few, but not very many. It's just the problem with me is I can't watch a lot of people, and I don't like subscribing to a bunch of people I can't support. So I support more than I create. LOL. Yeah, absolutely, Rose. It's hard. Yeah, Cole. It's hard to support everybody. I've got the core channels that I support religiously. I'm gonna be honest, but I've been supporting them from day one. But you find yourself getting into a point where you have to start going through your people you're sub to, and I'd rather not be subscribed to them, and because if you're not supporting their channel and their content, you're really not doing them any good. I mean, yeah, getting to the 1,000 subscribers initially is important and what have you. I get that, but I mean, it's so hard when you get hundreds of people you're subscribed to. You just can't support their channels. It's tough. Tony and Todd, and I appreciate you guys being in here, but I know how busy you guys. I mean, I know how hard it is for me, a little channel, to keep up, but I can't imagine with you guys. Just like with the soda deal, there's no sweat off my back, but I appreciate you coming in and thinking about it. But I know you're busy and you're a dad, and I get it. Everybody's so busy. You wasn't in the stealth camp because it was illegal. Well, it's only illegal if technically if it's posted no trespassing, really, in our state. Now other states are different, I know for sure. States are different state by state, don't get me wrong, Ken, but yeah, I understand that too. I mean, I'm definitely not going to go somewhere where it's posted no trespassing, or like Sam the Northwest Wind, that power plant substation, it said don't come in, and it's federally illegal. Well, yeah. I mean, if I just like hunting, if I see no trespassing, I'm not going to go on private land and trespass. But technically, if they don't have it posted, you can go on, and if they ask you to leave, you got to leave. It's kind of like stealth camping. If you're going to stealth camp, obviously there's places that are illegal, federal buildings, post offices, and that type of stuff. But the worst thing is you're going to be asked to leave. I mean, there's fine lines. I honestly don't care for Blot Outdoors. I don't think I've watched Blot Outdoors much at all. I don't think I've watched him too much. I've seen him videos, recommendations of his videos, but I don't think I've ever watched any. I'm not 100% positive. I'm Not Lost, I'm Exploring is another great channel. Absolutely, Rose. I like Robbie really well. Robbie's a really cool guy. It was nice meeting him at the meetup as well. Everyone here I like. Cole. Awesome, Cole. We like you too. My favorite channel is Rob Outdoors. Yeah, I've watched a few of his videos, Ken. All right, Todd, I appreciate you hanging out with us. Merry Christmas to you and Karika and Jagger. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Uh, be safe out there. Yeah, I probably won't stay on much longer. This is all the firewood I'm going to burn tonight. I've done a few collabs with Robbie. Yeah, I've watched your collabs with Robbie. Yeah, he is an awesome guy. Really nice guy. I'll do a hog hunt collaboration with Robbie next year, with Rob next year. Oh, with Rob Outdoors? That'd be cool. Yeah, he seems to be like a really nice guy. I've watched a few of his videos, not a whole lot, but like I said, there's if I if I add any more channels I start watching, I have to stop watching other channels to help support. So I'm kind of at the point if I add any more channels, I'm gonna have to unsubscribe to some another channel, kind of like when you get too many hats and you gotta give one hat up or wear a hat out before you get a new one. But yeah, I'm at the point I really can't support watching anybody else. It's hard for me to watch the ones I'm subscribed to now. Yeah, that was really cool. Uh, Steve Wallace coming in Todd's live. That was pretty epic. Pretty epic. That doesn't happen very often. So uh, if that's not an ego booster, especially one stealth camper to another. I know a lot of people may not respect or even know who Steve Wallace is, but that's a big deal. To get somebody, somebody you look up to, somebody you respect. You know, that's pretty cool. Really cool. Proud of not just because I know Todd and I've met Todd and know him, but it gives me a lot of respect for Steve Wallace to acknowledge uh, his talent and him doing well in his niche and his not niche per se, but stealth camping in general. Kind of like tipping his hat to him and saying you're a good job, doing a good job. That's cool. At least he's paying attention. Just change your bell to no notifications. Yeah, it don't bother me to get notifications, get notified, but just being subscribed, you know, for smaller channels, yeah, it does help just having subscribers to get you to that 1,000. But once you get to the 1,000, and if they're not watching and supporting your channels and giving you likes and commenting on your videos, it really doesn't help your channel to have them subscribe to you, you know. Um, because you don't really need a million subscribers to make a lot of money on YouTube. You could have 10,000 subscribers and get the watch hours. Uh, you know, you can have 10,000 good subscribers that are religiously watching your videos, and you're going to make a lot of money. You can have a million subscribers and none of them watch your videos. You're not going to make much money. You know what I'm saying? Just depends on what you want out of YouTube. Um, Not that I know everything about YouTube. I don't have it all figured out. Uh, like I said before, if my channel grows farther than what it is, fine. If it doesn't, I'm fine too. I've made amazing group of friends on here that and really good friends that are lifelong friends that I'm very happy to say that I'm friends with. Tony's meetup was great. I was so glad that Randy and I got to go. I wish more of you could have went so I could have met each one of you personally. Uh, but I know if I ever do get to meet you, um, you're going to be who you are. A lot of fun. I'm sure Steve is watching and rising stealth campers. Yeah, absolutely is. He gets his ideas and uh, from other YouTubers. He gets his ideas. I mean, not taking anything away from his intelligence, but he watches other people. He stealth campers do. I mean, I can't tell you why I got into stealth camping. It's kind of like, well, how I got into watching and actually wanting to do them is this kind of like everybody else does, kind of the thrill of it and the joy of it. So remember the T-shirt I told you about? They're sending me another one. Here's hoping this one isn't run. Yeah, I hope so too, Chris. Yeah, that one wasn't good at all. Glad that they're trying to make it right. Yeah, it's kind of the way I'm getting to, Ken. And to be honest, when I'd go to all these different lives and stuff, um, people would sub and say, I'll sub to you if you sub back. And then, I didn't want to tell people I'm going to sub, kind of like that. You sub, but then you feel bad because you want to unsub because I'm not going to watch that. I'm not interested in that. I'd rather not sub to somebody because if you go and sub to them, and like you said, unless they need 1,000 or just a number, but yeah, if you're not going to watch them, I know that don't sound right, but glad to have made the cut. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, you know, they just want the subs, but I'd rather have 10 subs that watch all my lives and support my channel than 1,000 subs that don't watch anything or don't comment or don't come in and be part of the community. To me, having these conversations here on live and getting to know people, meeting people in life is the most important thing to me. But you know, it's so hard. I've been on YouTube so long, watching YouTube and not necessarily creating, but I've got so many channels, and I've weeded through them numerous times over the years, and it's hard. It's hard when you feel guilty at first, but you just can't. It what's it hurt? Well, you got to scroll down forever to go through all your subs when you want to watch somebody or into search. I watch mostly on TV, not on phone unless I'm camping. So it's really hard for me on TV to scroll down through all my subs, and I don't have a way to type out, and I don't have a voice remote to I can make every excuse available, but when you have hundreds of subs, it's hard to scroll down through when you're wanting to watch something or watch a specific channel. I know your most watched always stays up top on TV, uh, but yeah, I'm kind of with you on that, Ken. I mean, if I'm not going to watch somebody and support their channel, I just would rather not be subscribed. I know it's probably hurtful, but yeah, I hope I get there for the second annual too. Rose, now with Will being here, and I don't know. I didn't think I was going to make it last year, and with Randy helping out and us getting together, we made it happen. So it was awesome that I got to go last year. Um, I'll just leave it in God's hands. If I get to make it this year, I get to make it. Well, I should say next year. If I get to make it in 2026 and Memorial Day weekend, I'll try. But I'm kind of like that. I'm not ever going to tell somebody I'm going to go until I'm going. Yeah, I'd like to see all you guys again. Yeah, a lot of those campgrounds, especially up north, man, people were saying they were spending $40 and $50 a night on campsites. There's no way I could do that. No way. I love to camp, but yeah, I would definitely be stealth camping all the time if that was the case. I couldn't afford to pay that. I mean, my little $10 campground that's not too far from the house, I don't even want to pay that to be honest. But I've been real spoiled to growing up on farm and having all the camping that I want for free. And here, Mark Twain, he lived close to the national forest. I don't have to pay for camping. But yeah, there's no way. We camped in New Mexico on the way back from Arizona, and we stayed at a KOA, and I think it was almost $50 for a uh, campsite, a tent site, not even an RV site, no electric, but you had showers in the pool if you wanted to, whatever. But that's a lot of money, and it's close to the interstate. It's not ideal for tent camping because it's so noisy. Yeah, I love the interaction with the channels and creators. That's my favorite thing. I mean, the lives, you really get to know people a little bit better. I mean, you to as much as you can, obviously, but I know each one of you that a lot of you have met at Tony's meetup, and it was great meeting everybody and talking to everybody. I wish I could have talked to more people. Robbie, I didn't get to talk to as much as I wanted to. I really wish I could have spent some more time with him and you, Cole, and uh, there's a few others. Too much gear guy. I didn't get to talk with him much either. Yeah, that's another thing. People quit making content, and if it's one of the channels that they don't have a lot of content to go back on and watch, yeah, that's one thing that people just die out and just quit doing their YouTube channel. I just wish people that would quit doing it would just delete their channel. You can download your videos and save them yourself, but if you're not going to continue your channel, you should just get rid of it. My opinion. I mean, that's what I would do. A little bit on bologna sandwich. Cole, you're funny. Hey, Chris, I don't believe that's true because SB Adventures, um, I watch his channel a lot, and he camps in the same spot all the time. He's ASMR. One of my favorite channels to watch. He has his dog Roxy that he camps with, and he uses different gear and cooks different food every camp, but he goes to the same spot every time. He's got a really good growing channel, got a lot of great content. So I don't believe that's true. If you make good content, engaging content, interesting, um, yeah, I love his channel. I've never done a camp video. You ought to try it, Cole. I think you'd do pretty good if you enjoy camping. That is, not everybody likes it, enjoys it, but I think you'd do pretty good. On a camp where there's a fire tower. Yeah, there's a guy I used to watch on YouTube. He camped in fire towers a lot, and that was really cool. I think that would be a lot of fun. I know down in Arkansas, there's a couple that you can. They're what do you call them? Airbnbs. You can rent them. Uh, that'd be kind of cool. A lot of them are like off the grid, solar powered, and Yeah, it'd be pretty cool to camp in one of those for sure. I heard there are a few enough to stay in one of those covered shelters. Yeah, there's a lot of them around. I don't know exactly where all the different ones are, but yeah, I did watch. Who was it here lately that I watched? They stayed in one of the Swedewoods. I like watching him. He's in Sweden. He's an ASMR channel too. He's a really good long favorite channels of mine. Um, he stayed in one of those like lean to uh, for bad weather type shelters. Yeah, that was pretty cool. There was a little bit of snow on the ground when he was there. That was pretty cool to watch. But yeah, I've been over 2 hours here, and I think I'm gonna cut this loose tonight. I've been on here long enough. I want to get back in there and see my wife, and I'm sure Will's still sleeping. But appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out with me tonight. And um, I'll think about what I'm going to do for next week's live. If I decide not to or can't make a live next week, I will post that I'm not going to go live. But I'll try my best to do it and maybe come up with a themed live next week. But I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. Ken, I appreciate you being here, my friend. Thank you, Chris, for being here. Everybody that's here and was in here tonight, I appreciate every one of you. Like I said, if I don't talk to you guys before Christmas, Merry Christmas. Hopefully I talk to you for New Year. But if not, Happy New Year as well. Good night, Ken. Good night, Cole. Good night, Rose. Merry Christmas to you guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Ken, very much. Gonna go live with 12 Stones. All right. I'll be looking forward to it. Hopefully I can get on there. Have fun this weekend. Be careful, you guys. All right. All right. If I don't talk to you guys in another live or something this week, I will hopefully see you next week. If not, Merry Christmas. And I will see you guys hopefully next Monday. Have a good rest of your week. Love you all. Take care. God bless. I'll see you later. Good night.